Hey guys, welcome to BLONITY. First, my little disclaimer. The following content is not financial advice, and that being said, let's jump right into it. So, a very sad day for the world and for Europe because Russia is invading Ukraine now. So people here are hiding in the metro station in Kiev here. So yeah, I mean, we know that in these wars there are also always civilian casualties, so I really hope for the Ukraine people that they can get out of this. And yeah, we can see here the civil airplanes, they are all surrounding Ukraine here. So yeah, it is real, it is happening now. Yeah, Putin is invading, and Russia is invading Ukraine. Why Ukraine? So first of all, it's third in Europe and 13th world in shale gas reserves, fourth in the world by the total value of natural resources, seventh in the world in coal reserves, and first in Europe in arable land area. So yeah, this is Europe here. You can see Germany here, for example, and this is the Ukraine. So a very big country. Not as big as France, but close to this. It's like 600,000 square kilometers, 41 million people. So for Europe, this is a big size here. And yeah, here is Russia. And I mean, Belarus is cooperating with Russia, so they can invade from here, from the Crimea, which is the peninsula which they annexed in 2014, and they're attacking from this area and from Belarus. So yeah, it's going to be very difficult for the Ukraine to defend this because Russia has huge military strength. Yeah, but another reason for the invasion, I think, and Putin said this a few years ago, he is not thinking in the borders we have right now. He's more thinking like in empires. And yeah, 100 years ago or so, and the Soviet Union, so when the Tsar was there, or the Soviet Union, so we had these empires, and he thinks that Ukraine really belongs to the Russian Empire. And I think that's also a motivation to invade there. So since 2014, we had here fights between these separatist regions here and Ukraine. So they were already more or less Russian territory at that time, not officially, but the people were fighting there for Russia. So the border was somewhere here. But it seems like it's now the whole Ukraine. Yeah, what does that mean for the markets right now? So gold, measured in euro, hit a new all-time high. So of course people are fleeing to gold. Yeah, I mean, Gazprom dropped more than 50% today, and the Moscow Stock Exchange in the opening dropped 40 or 50%. I think it has now recovered a bit, like minus 20 or 30%. But it's insane what is going on there. We can go there. The Moscow Stock Exchange. Let's show it. Yeah, I mean, we dropped from 115 down to 72. And yeah, we are now recovering a little bit, but it's still 23% down, the Moscow Stock Exchange. Yeah, so let's move on. This could also have an impact on the Fed and their decisions, of course, because we are all experts were expecting a lot of rate hikes this year, but it seems unlikely now, due to experts, that we will see like 6 or 7 rate hikes this year. Observers foresee a shallow tightening cycle with fewer rate hikes than expected. The scripted rate hikes will still happen, most likely 2 to 3 hikes. So, I mean, it was clear that it would be difficult to rate hikes for the Fed because of, all the industries, they need the cheap money. But it seems like they also could use this crisis now for less rate hikes, but on the other side, the inflation will go crazy. We have seen it with oil today. Oil is also up 2.4%. So yeah, inflation will only rise. That's for sure. Russia to seize retail deposits if sanctions go too far, official warns. So the EU and the NATO and so on, they are now, talking about sanctions. There will be huge sanctions, of course. One of the biggest could be that Russia gets banned from the SWIFT, so from the international payment platform there, which would be very big, I think, and it would be a big border put in between Europe and Russia and the rest of the world. But yeah, Russia says it does not care about sanctions because they have now a strong partner with China. Also with China, there's a question what is happening to Taiwan next. There are also reports that their aircrafts seen over Taiwan and their ships from China over there. So this is the next crisis which is brewing. But yeah, we're focused now on this one. So how does war usually play out for markets? I mean, it is difficult to say, and it feels wrong to speculate on something like this, but I want to show you it. We have seen Vietnam War, Gulf War, Afghanistan War, Iraq War, and Crimean crisis. So there was always a big drop, but after the drop, there was most of the time a recovery because, the Fed or the central banks that time they eased down the money. They usually create more money in these times. They do not tightening in these times. So yeah, that's a possibility which could happen now. Also, the geopolitical risk has risen sharply due to the Russia-Ukraine tensions. We can see it here. So I think this is Federal Reserve, Goldman Sachs Global Investment Research. So they see us here, maybe now even higher. So this will definitely have an impact on their decisions. The escalation of the Russia-Ukraine conflict has driven markets to risk off. BTC is correlating with US equities. We have seen this. Past geopolitical events have had a short-term impact on markets, not time to panic. Yeah, I mean, it's difficult to not panic right now because of all the things that are going on. But overall, we can see here different wars. I mean, these wars were more or less all here with US. US was part of these wars here. So it's maybe this time different, but the Russian annexation of Crimea, the markets recovered from this in a not so distant future within like 30 days. And we can see within 90 days, some of these US invasion of Iraq, for example, like 15% of the 90 days. So that's a possibility that we will see a recovery here due to the Fed with a more easy monetary policy as expected. So far, the total assets in $1 billion from the Fed here. So we can see they're talking about QT, but they're still increasing the balance sheet now close to $9 trillion US dollars. And with this new war, this could go higher. Also in Europe, QE Infinity, Greek ECB policymaker Yanis Sternora said ECB bond purchases should continue at least until the end of the year and be kept open-ended given the Ukraine risks. So it looks the same like the Fed balance sheet here in the EU. So it's also only rising, and they're talking to extending this. I mean, Bitcoin and gold. Gold is rising, Bitcoin is dropping for now. So it seems like the safe haven store value thing is only for gold right now. Yeah, and Bitcoin has to show in the next few weeks whether it's just it's traded like a tech stock, or does it really is it really a store of value in these times of crisis? Next meetings are ECB March 10th, Fed March 16th, and Bank of England March 17th. So that's when we will hear about their monetary policy. And Mohamed El Arain from, I think he is from Allianz, one of the biggest insurance companies in the world. And he says this takes 50 basis points completely off the table. It takes the 8 or 9 hikes that a lot of people were talking about for this year off the table, thankfully so. So he doesn't see these rate hikes coming. I mean, to be honest, we don't know what's going on. We really don't know. The stock market right now, the Nasdaq ETF has dropped sharply here in the opening, has recovered now a little bit, but is now turning around again. Bitcoin, it has also a big drop here, but so far it's holding at minus 4%. So I think the next few weeks will be very critical for Bitcoin. In March 2020, we have seen a huge drop when everything dropped because of the COVID crash. We have seen it here, and Bitcoin was able to recover. Also, maybe due to the easy monetary policy, of course. What we haven't seen so far is like the big volume spike here on the weekly or on the daily or so. So this time it was huge capitulation in March 2020. So it dropped like 50% in one day. I remember this very well, from 8,000 to 4,000. And that was pretty hard. And we have seen capitulation events here, and especially here in May 2021. But this correction, not so far. Does it mean we have to see some? I don't know. But there are definitely risks out there because this situation is completely new for us. And we will have to see how the politicians, the countries, and so on are reacting to this. Because, everything is on the table right now. Yeah, I'm not 100% sure how this plays out. It is crazy times we're living in. I really hope that we will get the peace back here in Europe. And I don't know. I don't know what to say. But it's still sad that we're not learning, that humans are not learning from history. And I think 99.9% of the people, they don't want war. But there are always a few in power. They want this. They want more power. They want more land. And then things like this happen. Very sad, but it is what it is. Let's see how the markets will react to this in the upcoming days and weeks. I think a crash is possible for all the markets, also for Bitcoin, a further crash due to this. Or Bitcoin shows that it is really the store of value in times of crisis and can get out of this. I think that's way too early to say. Be careful right now. This is a completely new situation. And be careful, stay safe, and prepare for this. Thank you very much for watching, and see you in the next one. Auf Wiedersehen.